You think if a woman lets you touch a specific part of her body, she's already yours. But the truth is, if you hear access and think ownership, you've already exposed the exact weakness that makes you easy to forget. You think the sign is about possession. It's not. It's about permission. And if you don't understand the difference, you will ruin the very thing you think you've won. Subscribe if you need reminders like this because your problem is not lack of signals. Your problem is that you keep misreading them through hunger, ego, and fantasy. You do not need more seductive myths. You need more truth. You need somebody to cut through the nonsense before another moment that could have built respect turns into another moment where you overreach and embarrass yourself. Now, here's what it really means. If a woman lets you touch her face or brush her hair back from her face, or rest your hand there in a calm and natural moment, that does not mean she is yours. It means something more important. It means in that moment she feels enough trust, comfort, and emotional safety to let you into one of the most guarded zones of her personal space. That is not ownership, that is access to trust. And men who understand that become magnetic. Men who misunderstand it become reckless. That's the misconception. You think intimate touch is the finish line. Hard truth, it is often the test, not of whether she likes you, of whether you can handle being trusted without becoming greedy, of whether you can receive closeness without immediately trying to convert it into control, certainty, or entitlement. Most men fail that test in seconds. They get one green light and mentally turn it into a marriage proposal. They get one soft moment and start acting like the entire future has been decided. That is not confidence. That's emotional starvation wearing a confident face. Why does it happen? Because deep down, too many men are not meeting women from fullness. They are meeting women from deficiency. They are not looking for connection. They are looking for confirmation. So the second a woman allows a more intimate touch, they stop seeing the woman and start worshiping the signal. They stop reading the moment and start inflating the meaning. They stop being grounded and start getting high on imagined certainty. That's called scarcity. That's called attachment to fantasy. That's called handing your emotional balance over to one gesture because you never built enough substance within yourself. And women feel that shift immediately. They feel when your energy goes from calm to desperate. They feel when your touch goes from present to possessive. They feel when your attention stops being clean and starts becoming hungry. That's why men confuse chemistry with momentum. They think because the moment felt close, they are now entitled to act closer than the relationship actually is. No, that's not masculine. That's impatient. That's not leadership. That's lack of discipline. You need to hear this clearly. A woman letting you touch her face is not a prize. It is not proof that she belongs to you. It is proof that, for a moment, she felt safe enough not to guard herself from you. That's a much bigger responsibility than your ego wants to admit. Because trust is not something you claim, it is something you protect. And if you don't protect it, you lose it. That is the cost of getting this wrong. You turn a powerful moment into pressure. You turn trust into tension. You turn closeness into a mistake. Then you wonder why she pulled back. Then you tell yourself women are confusing. No, she was clear. You just turned one moment of openness into a license for overreach. You thought permission for one thing meant permission for everything. That's not strength. That's poor calibration. Let's get even more honest. Many men are not actually pursuing intimacy. They are pursuing relief. Relief from uncertainty. Relief from self-doubt. Relief from the fear that they are not enough. So when a woman allows a touch like that, especially around the face, the cheek, the jawline, the hair, they feel temporary relief and mislabel it as victory. But relief is not connection. Relief is your nervous system calming down because it got the validation hit it was begging for. That's called dependency. That's called making a woman responsible for stabilizing what you should have built in yourself. And that always costs you. It costs you your presence. It costs you your judgment. It costs you your self-respect. Because once you become intoxicated by the signal, you stop behaving like a man with standards and start behaving like a man trying to keep the signal alive at any cost. You text differently. You look at her differently. You speak differently. You stop leading yourself. You start chasing the feeling. And the moment you chase the feeling, she feels the drop. Presence versus possession. Trust versus entitlement. Reality versus fantasy. That is the whole game, so reframe it. The specific part is not magic because of what it gives you. It matters because of what it reveals. When a woman lets you touch her face, she is not saying, I am yours. She is saying, right now, I do not feel threatened by your energy. Right now, I am open. And the right response to openness is not conquest. It is steadiness. It is respect. It is control. It is being the kind of man who can hold intimacy without trying to consume it. That is what separates the man from the boy. The boy gets access and gets loud inside. His imagination starts sprinting. His hand gets needier. His eyes get greedy. His energy starts asking for guarantees. He wants to lock it down, define it, rush it, expand it. He treats trust like a coupon for more. Then he wonders why the warmth disappears. The man is different. The man feels the moment, but he stays where he is. He does not flinch. He does not rush. He does not start mentally claiming what was merely shared. He understands that intimacy grows in clean space, not pressure. He knows that if a woman trusts him enough to let him into that level of contact, the answer is not to grab harder. The answer is to become even calmer, even more precise, even more respectful. He does not turn soft moments into leverage. He turns them into proof of his character. That is the archetype you need. Picture him clearly. He has purpose before her and purpose after her. He is not leaning on female attention to feel alive. His life has structure. His mind has discipline. His body is under control. He can want deeply without acting cheaply. He can enjoy closeness without becoming intoxicated by it. He does not need to dominate the moment to feel masculine. He does not need to escalate every opening just to reassure himself he still has it. He is grounded. He is patient. He is alert. He has boundaries, which means his warmth feels safe because it is not trying to trespass. That man is dangerous in the right way. Not dangerous because he manipulates. Dangerous because he cannot be baited into self-betrayal. Dangerous because he does not collapse into need when intimacy appears. Dangerous because a woman can feel that his touch is clean. No hidden panic. No grab for identity. No silent plea for validation. Just presence. Just self-command. Just a man who knows the difference between being invited in and trying to take over the room. So what do? First, stop treating intimate touch like a trophy. The second you think, I got her, you've already reduced yourself. She is not a win to be secured. She is a person to be met. And if you want to be the kind of man women trust deeply, you must kill the entitled mindset completely. Second, read the moment as it is, not as you wish it to be, not as your loneliness wants it to be, as it is. Is the touch natural? Is it mutual? Is the energy relaxed? Is she leaning in or just not resisting? Those are not the same thing. Learn that. Many men don't. They read tolerance as invitation. They read one vulnerable moment as permanent access. That's called projection. Third, if the moment is real, slow down inside yourself. Relax your face, relax your shoulders, breathe once. Let your nervous system stay steady. Intimate touch magnifies who you are. If you are frantic, she feels frantic. If you are solid, she feels solid. You don't need to add intensity. You need to remove noise. Fourth, let your touch communicate respect, not appetite. Gentle, certain, brief enough to stay clean, present enough to feel real. You are not touching to take, you are touching to meet. That one difference changes everything. One feels invasive, the other feels unforgettable. Fifth, do not immediately chase the next level. This is where weak men expose themselves. They get one intimate moment and instantly start calculating the next one. You stop. You stop trying to convert warmth into certainty. You stop trying to harvest every opening. You stop acting like patience is weakness. Patience is power when your standards are real. Sixth, redirect after the moment. Stay grounded. Keep your rhythm. Keep your life. Do not start hovering. Do not start acting overly familiar. Do not suddenly text like a man who thinks one shared moment erased all distance. Let the moment breathe. Let her feel that you are not trying to milk intimacy for reassurance. That restraint does more for attraction than 10 needy attempts to keep momentum. Do this. Stop this. Redirect. Do honor the trust. Stop claiming what was only shared. Redirect your energy back into your standards. Do stay present. Stop narrating the future in your head. Redirect your mind to reality. Do be warm. Stop becoming possessive. Redirect your desire into discipline. This is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming congruent. You do not need less heart. You need more backbone. You do not need to care less. You need to need less. You do not need to suppress your desire. You need to lead it instead of being dragged by it. Ask yourself the hard question. When a woman lets you into her space, does your energy become cleaner or more chaotic? Does your touch say, I respect this, or does it say, I need this to mean more? Does your presence make her exhale, or does it make her guard go back up? Be honest, brutally honest, because until you face that, you will keep calling greed confidence and keep calling entitlement masculine energy. No, masculine energy is containment, direction, steadiness, strength that does not have to force, warmth that does not have to cling, desire that does not have to devour. That is why the most unforgettable men are rarely the most aggressive. They are the most grounded. They know how to hold a charged moment without becoming intoxicated by it. They know how to respect what is delicate. They know how to let trust deepen instead of crushing it under urgency. So if a woman lets you touch her face, understand the signal correctly. Not, she's already yours. Better than that. It means you have been given a brief window to prove that you know how to handle something intimate without corrupting it. That is the opportunity. Not to possess her, to reveal yourself. Reveal what? Reveal that you are not a man who confuses access with control. Reveal that you are not a man who panics when softness appears. Reveal that you are not a man who has to take more just because he was allowed something meaningful. Reveal that you can hold the line inside yourself. That is rare now. Extremely rare. Most people are either shut down or undisciplined. They either avoid intimacy or they rush to consume it. But the man who can stay grounded in it, who can stay real in it, who can stay respectful in it, that man leaves a mark. Not because he played games, because he didn't. Not because he manipulated, because he didn't need to. His self-respect did the work his insecurity used to ruin. That is where your power is. Not in claiming women, in mastering yourself, not in reading one signal and building a fantasy, in receiving one signal and staying in reality, not in trying to own the moment, in proving you're worthy of being trusted inside it. Remember that. Burn it into your mind. The second you stop seeing women as something to secure and start seeing intimate moments as chances to practice self-command, your entire energy changes. Your gaze changes, your timing changes, your touch changes, your choices change. And when your choices change, your life changes. You are not here to become more manipulative. You are here to become more disciplined. You are not here to collect signals like trophies. You are here to build a mind, a body, a standard, and a presence that can handle closeness without losing itself. That is masculinity with substance. That is confidence with a spine. That is attraction without desperation. So no, she is not already yours. That's the weak man's question anyway. The stronger question is this. When trust shows up, are you enough of a man to protect it? Are you enough of a man not to rush it? Are you enough of a man to stay yourself inside it? Become that man and everything changes, because then you stop chasing ownership and start embodying worth. You stop grasping for proof and start becoming proof. You stop begging moments to save you and start using moments to reveal the strength you already built. That is the reset. You are the answer, not the signal, not the touch, not the fantasy in your head. You, your restraint, your standards, your self-respect. Your ability to remain grounded when life gives you something soft and beautiful and uncertain. That is the real flex. That is the real power. That is the real man. Subscribe if you want more truth like this, because comfort will keep you weak, but clarity will rebuild you. Stay here if you're serious about self-respect, discipline, and learning how to move through intimacy without losing your center. You're not alone here. You're just finally choosing reality over delusion. And that's where your next level begins.